this is Editor Grizzly here in the building. I just wanted to apologize for the lighting. I'm not sure what's going on. I feel like the UV index really screwed everything up. Anyways, enjoy the video. So I heard Tom Thibodeau was fired from the Knicks after they lost to the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Here's my take on this because a lot of people are mixed. I think he should have been fired, but not this early. Pro was that Thibodeau led the Knicks to several playoff series wins, which is honestly not too bad. But the downside was that when it matters most, Thibodeau just completely falls apart. I mean, the fact that he is leaving his best players out there for so much time is just ridiculously bad. Like, I understand why the Knicks fired him, but why this early? But this also goes out to all those NBA teams. Stop firing your head coaches mid-season and think you're going to get somebody better, because you're not! Grizzlies and Nuggets, you're going to have a big down here because of this. And Knicks are going to go back into the land of obscurity again, apparently, now. That's all I got the news for basketball. Let's go to some more hot takes in football. Welcome back to Grizzly Talks Football. I am the Grizz, and we got our final two divisions of hot takes, AFC East and West. These two divisions are going to be very exciting to see as far as hot takes go, and I'm really excited to see how those divisions turn out. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the link in the description with the entire playlist so you have every single episode out there so you can catch up, and you'll also have that playlist for future episodes. Also, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. Without further delay, let's get to some more hot takes, the final ones for the 2025 season. Kicking off with the AFC East, first up we got the Buffalo Bills. I know most people are going to say Buffalo's going to win a Super Bowl. They're finally going to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. Not so fast. My actual hot take is that a Buffalo receiver of that receiving core is going to get 1,000 receiving yards. I saw James Cook get a 1,000-yard rushing season with 16 touchdowns, which is pretty nuts. But the most receiving yards a receiver had last year in 2024 was 821 by Khalil Shakir. Do any of the receiving core have the potential to get 1,000 yards? Yes. I think the best possible outcome would be Keon Coleman getting 1,000 yards if he could just stay healthy. And also get more touches because he only had 29 receptions. And it was just on 57 targets because most of the targets went to Shakir. Defense kind of looks retooled. I mean, they did get some good secondary, so there's that. They also got Joey Bosa after letting Von Miller walk, which is really an upgrade, I suppose? I'm just kidding, it's definitely an upgrade. Defense is situated, passing situation is most definitely situated. I mean, Josh Allen is holding down the fort right now, and the offensive line's doing well also. Rushing game is situated, it's just the receiving core is the biggest issue at the moment, but now that the receiving core has a lot more experience, maybe they should be able to have somebody get 1K yards. Next up, we got the Miami Dolphins. You know Tyler TNT, the guy who's a die-hard Dolphins fan through and through? I always slandered his team for some time, but this hot take sure is going to make him happy. Because I believe Tua Tagovailoa is going to last at least 15 games in the regular season, and he's going to get 4,000 passing yards with 30-plus touchdowns and lead Miami Dolphins to their first playoff win since 2001. You guys know the Dolphins have had the longest drought of a playoff win in NFL history, or at least current drought in the NFL right now. Big part of the last few seasons of that why that is because Tua Tagovailoa has been getting a ton of concussions as of late. I think it might have been like 4 or 5 in the previous 3 or 4 seasons, which is absolutely nuts. Nah, I'm just kidding. It was 4 concussions in 3 seasons, but you get the idea. I swear he's on pace to get injured again. If he does, he might be forced into medical retirement. But he has some untapped upside that the coach is not tapping into. If Tua can just slide instead of using his head for rushing plays, I mean, he should be in good shape and he should be able to make Tyreek Hill happy again. I'll say defense, even without Javon Holland, I still feel like they are an above-average defense. Rushing game is situated. Offensive line is looking pretty nice. Receiving core? it's looking pretty solid as well. Big question mark for me is if Tua is going to stay healthy enough to lead the Dolphins to the playoffs again and even get a win. I'm sure Tyler TNT hopes so. Up next, we got the New England Patriots. Drake May is a candidate for Offensive Player of the Year, and the Patriots finished with double-digit wins. You guys remember the New England Patriots in 2024, probably the worst-built roster in the NFL. Jared May was fired, and then Mike Vrabel came along to the Patriots now. Let's be real, he is definitely an above-average coach, maybe even a great coach. Titans let him go because they were expecting more success out of him, but he wasn't giving it to them, I guess. But the upgrade from Jarrett Mayo to Mike Vrabel, who was a very much experienced coach, should be able to help Drake May develop into a very promising QB. Especially with Stephon Diggs and Hunter Henry to throw to, maybe even Ramondre Stevenson, maybe on the running back swings. New England still has a long way to go to be able to contend for an AFC East again, but they're off to a pretty good start. Defense, don't get me started on the defense either. They also drafted Will Campbell as well in the first round of the draft. Defense was situated very well in free agency with, I believe, Harold Landry, Robert Spillane, and even Milton Williams out there also. This should be a fun turnaround for New England. And finally, we got the New York Jets. New coach, new QB, as in Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields. The big question that I have for the Jets is that if Justin Fields is going to play better than Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Sam Darnold combined? Because all three of those QBs had a really bad time with the Jets. Alright, here's my hot take. Aaron Glenn becomes the Coach of the Year candidate, and Justin Fields becomes a Pro Bowler with the Jets. Jets make improvements to their win-loss record, but still miss the playoffs. It's basically kind of the same offense as last time, except now they drafted Armand Mambu, no Devontae Adams, so they got Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard and company, even Breece Hall and Braylon Allen as well. I guess Braylon Allen. Defense, of course, one of the best if given the right coordinator. Jets are really fired Robert Saleh for this shit. At least Aaron Glenn is a former defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, so the defense should be in good shape. Of course, offense is the biggest concern for the Jets because they don't know if the offense can keep up with the defense. Yeah, because when Zach Wilson was playing, Robert Saleh was as the head coach, and he actually led a very good defense. The offense was the biggest issue, and that's how they missed the playoffs. I think Jets fans forget that you need to score points to be able to win games. I'm sure Justin Fields would do a lot of scoring for them. Moving on to the AFC West, first up is the Denver Broncos. What an offseason for Denver, though. My hot take is Broncos win the AFC West, Bo Nix becomes an Offensive Player of the Year candidate, perhaps an MVP candidate, and the defense stays at the top 3 unit, and the Broncos make it all the way to the AFC Championship game. Sean Payton has built up a Super Bowl kind of defense. He got a few players that have been to a Super Bowl, as in Trey Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga. He also got a tight end by the name of Evan Engram, their best tight end since Virgil Green? Jesus Christ, that was like over a decade ago. Maybe right at a decade. Offense looks pretty much better. If it wasn't for Javonte Williams having one of the worst seasons of his career, Denver would have been better than 10 wins. But now they drafted RJ Harvey from UCF in the second round, so maybe he can have better production. Bo Nix also has Cortland Sutton and Pat Bryant to throw to along with Evan Engram. I think offensive line could be a huge concern, but I'm sure Sean Payton will get that situated. This team has all the tools it needs besides the offensive line to make a deep run, and I'm excited to see that. Up next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, this should be fun. Oh, that's easy. Travis Kelce breaks up with Taylor Swift. I'm just kidding. I bet that's inevitable. My real hot take is that... Fun, but also tough. Okay, I got it. Patrick Mahomes goes back to MVP form, and the Chiefs go 17-0 in the regular season. Perhaps an undefeated season, regular and postseason. I gotta say, I looked at Kansas City's schedule. I think it's actually a bit easier Then the last year, 2024, remember when they went 15-2? And Kansas City has almost the exact same roster that they had the previous season. Hollywood Brown's still there, Xavier Worthy, you got Pacheco, Travis Kelce on the offense along with Patrick. Of course, they're going to have the refs on their side, but come on. Defense is still the same. You got McDuffie, you got Reed, you got Chris Jones, you got Karlaftis still. You have Bolton. You got the same team pretty much as last year. And you also got Harrison Butker as well, kicking field goals and extra points. Andy Reid's still probably one of the best head coaches today. And the fact that he was able to make Kansas City a Super Bowl team constantly is just very impressive. If there was any chance of a team going 17-0 in the regular season, it would definitely be the Chiefs. Because they went 15-2 with a harder schedule than the one before. And now they're got a schedule that's pretty much easier now. Who knows? I'm just saying. Up next week, got the Las Vegas Raiders. New head coach QB duo. It was pretty much the Seattle one for 2023 now. And then it went transitioned to 2025 on the Raiders. But Raiders finished top 10 in offensive yardage, top half of the league in offensive points per game, and the Raiders made the playoffs. What record? Probably 9-8 or 10-7 at best. Sure, Raiders lost Robert Spillane to free agency. Trayvon Mullen could be on his way out as well. I don't remember if he went anywhere else. Oh no, he is gone. Jeremy Chin is also there along with Eric Stokes. Secondary is kind of a big question mark. I think the linebacker core is a big question mark because the defensive line is pretty much the only real good thing on that team. Don't get me wrong, Jeremy Chin had a great year in Washington. Defensive line contained Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins. With healthy Christian Wilkins, that defensive line should be nice. Elated Roberts and also Devin White on the Raiders as well. That's an interesting linebacker core. But the offense? Oh dear. Geno Akubi, Genti at running back, tight end Brock Bowers, wide receivers Jacoby Myers, he got rookie Jack Beck. Oh yeah, and Trey Tucker as well. Offensive line is solid. Like, the defense might not be as great, but the offense has some weapons. I don't think the Raiders are going to do too much, but I do still think they could surprise a ton of people because, you never know until you play the game. The Raiders could shock a lot of people. Watch out for Ashton Genti on your Offensive Rookie of the Year ballots. And finally, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. LA Chargers finally get it together, and they finally win a playoff game in the near future. Did y'all know that the LA Chargers haven't won a playoff game since 2018? Guess who they beat that year? A rookie in Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. That's how long ago the Chargers have won a playoff game, and they haven't won one since. Jim Harbaugh's a good coach. They have a good defense. They have a great offense. There's no excuses. But first of all, Chargers, why the fuck is Quentin Johnston wide receiver 4? Why is he behind rookie Trey Ayers? And why is he behind Mike Williams, who had a terrible year? Are y'all even trying to discredit Quentin Johnston and how good he's improved? Justin Herbert at QB, Najee Harris and rookie Amari Hampton, and running back that they drafted in the first round. Should be Lamb and Conk and Quentin Johnston and wide receivers 1 and 2, but of course the Chargers have other plans. Offensive line looks solid. Tight end could use some work. Defense got a little worse in the offseason, but maybe the Chargers have something that we don't know. Great coaching can do a long way. I say Chargers get like a 6 seed and get matched up against a 3 seed and win. Best case scenario though would be getting a 5 seed and winning. That's all the hot takes I have for every team this season. Good luck on 2025. That's also going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Hit the red subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. It helps the channel a lot. This is the Grizzly signing off for now. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace!